Hey everybody, I'm Tim, and I'm going to take you through some behind the scenes of my book Connection. I'm now working on the part where everybody goes to the carnival first, and when they first go in the circus, and that circus plays a big part later on, the moving circus. I just finished the piece of artwork where they're all like going in the tent. I just did that. Here's how the clowns look on a normal day. Then later on in the book, I'm not there yet, but they're going to turn to absolute monsters. And here's a light idea that I sketched out for it. Then I want there to be different variants. There's going to be 4 clowns. So here's the first sketch. And you can see how they're robots, right? And Eleanor is going to control them. Then here's the next sketch. Pretty nifty. So yeah, here's the first stage. One clown's going to have like the hair that goes like this on both sides. Then the other one's going to have longer hair. And there's a few other kind of subtle but visible differences between them to differentiate them. And I don't know if later on I'm going to give them all names and stuff and have them be actual characters. I think I might not do that because it might take away from the main story, the main plot, but I'll have to get it sorted. So that's that. And this clip, the last clip is like right around where I stopped the process of writing Connection totally. Because I just figured that it wasn't really what I wanted to write, and I didn't think it was going to be that great. But you know what? Now I'm just going to write out the story. Write it out. When I finish this version, it's not going to be the version that's going to get published because it needs some work. But I'm going to write out the story. I'm going to do a bunch of drafts and, try to get it right. So, yeah. I'm not worrying about trying to get it published right now. What I'm worried about is just getting the story done and getting this book done, The Bones, so I could go back through and fix things and make I think really the story is the problem, and there needs to be more scenes, kind of. So that's where I'm at with that. I took a big break, and when you saw that last clip is where I stopped. But now I'm working on it again. I'm gonna just finish it. And with those clowns, I spent some good time looking at the designs for them, and I have them all over my wall. So I'm gonna go take you guys over there and show it. I spent a lot of time making these clowns and designing them and making every one of the 4 a little bit different design wise. Like, Rigmore is kind of like the most regular Rigmore. Then Ozamore is kind of abstract. Like Ozamore abstract. See what I did? Then this one's glamorous, so it's glamorous glamour. Then this one's old-fashioned, so it's all more. See what I did there? It's December 6th, 2024, and I've had lots of ups and downs with this book. There are times when I like the book, times where I don't like it, times where I just wanted to throw it out and start something new that doesn't connect to the basement. But right now, I'm just gonna write out the story I already have and see what happens there. I am gonna publish this, but if it's not how I want it, I'm gonna keep on reworking the story, so we'll see. I want to be happy with it before I put it out, of course. And another thing is part 2 was gonna be a lot shorter. Part 2 starts with Sarah and Nick, It ended with the whole group finding out that basically finding out what's happening to them. and I was going to end it when they all found out what was happening to them, but I've now extended it to after the house scene. So right after the house scene is where part 2 is going to end. And now that way, each part, except for part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, all have a main thing going on, like a main exciting event, which I think is good. Apart from part 1, but that's okay, because part 1's like the pilot, and there was a lot to unpack after the first book, I think. A lot to unpack there. So I think it's good that I kind of took my time to fade into the new story, and that's kind of what part 1 was. And also, what's kind of ironic is that the part of the story I'm writing right now is the characters with the green skin. Well, I got to starting the house chapter, but then I went back up because I want to write more of Nick and Sarah's story. Then I'll go write the house scene. But what's ironic is that the characters have green skin, right? And like rashes and stuff. And so do I. I have eczema. And they scratch, they hurt, they sting, they won't go away. I might have to go to the doctor for it. I have eczema, and my characters have their own skin issues. And I've had these skin issues for like my whole life, so maybe that's just subconsciously I gave them skin issues because of my life. It's kind of like a clicking moment. Like my subconscious really did that because I've always had skin issues, either ringworm or a hairline rash or an armpit rash like I had in 8th grade that was horrible. Yeah. So there's that update. The date is January 1st, 2025, and we've made it. I have made it after having a pretty interesting year, I'd say. Lots of different things happened. The highlight, I'd say, is finally publishing a book, being The Basement. So I got my book out, writing the second one. Oh, but before that, what's kind of cool is that I started the first Basement book at the very, very start, maybe like very, 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 very late 2023 to really, 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 really early 2024. And now it's really, 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 really early 2025. So it's been a year, maybe a little bit over, of working on the Basement story off and on. And I've been trying to write the sequel, as you all obviously know, and I just don't really like it. I don't feel like I'm writing as me. I don't think I'm being my full self when writing this book. I'm still gonna try to just get the storyboard written, and I just finished part 2 yesterday. I have 3 more parts to go. And there's just some things in my outline that just don't really make sense to me. I'm just not loving this book. I'm still gonna try to finish it, but I'm just not really liking it. I'm really craving a change in the wind. And what I was thinking about doing was making a story that doesn't have to do with the Basement characters. But the story, a new set of characters, new things happen, and then at the end, the characters from the Basement return, and then the story I created in the Basement becomes complete, and have that as a book. So that wouldn't really be a sequel, but kind of like a spin-off that's still in the Basement universe and ties up the story somehow. I was gonna do that, but I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm gonna keep writing Connection, the Basement 2, for writing practice, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna publish that as it is right now, because I'm not happy with it right now. The day is May 27th, and I'm gonna give an update about my pure body of work, The Connection. I added "the" in the beginning of the title because I feel like, I don't know, The Basement was the first one, so for the sequel, I'm gonna do The Connection, just because it goes along better in the book series. And I have serious allergies, so please excuse me. Um, I said last time, a couple months ago, that I really wasn't happy with the book, but now I am. I realized that it's just so pure and so beautiful that, you know, things might seem a little bit overwhelming and the story might be slow at times, but it's really pure and it's really mind melting. It's a really beautiful, pure body of work, and it's the longest I've ever written now. It's 130 pages long so far, still growing progressively, and I'm really proud of myself, you know, for that. So I think I'm more than halfway done writing part 4. Then I have to write part 5, then do the 2 intro poems per se, then write an introduction, then I'm done writing. But then I have to make artwork for the book, my digital art, more of that. Then I have to do the drafting phase. Then I have to do the publishing thing. And I also want to promote this thing a lot more than The Basement. Because The Basement flopped, if you look at the charts or whatever, but on Amazon. But it was not a flop to me because it was just really gratifying and it was really pure to have the story in mind and just to write it out. And it came out really pure and empowering. So it's not really a flop in my head because I was able to do something amazing. But if you look at the numbers or whatever it was, so I'm gonna try to really sort of market this next book. Anyway, there's I'm making progress, but there's still a lot of work to be done. So I'm gonna shoot to get it out next summer, the summer of 2026, while The Basement was released in the summer of 2024. So, 2 years of waiting, but that's because this is the most ambitious, by far, book I've ever written. And I'm really proud of myself. I see strengths and I see weaknesses, but one thing for sure is that it's definitely really pure, and it definitely fills the soul with energy when you read it. And it's just like a mix of a whole bunch of stuff. It's a lot because your soul's a lot, and it's very, very beautiful. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try my absolute best to get it done. And when it's out, I might not be totally satisfied, but I could definitely say, though I might not be totally satisfied, it's authentic, and it will fill your body and spirit if you let it. Any focus, it will. The date is June 14th, 2025. It's my first day of summer out of school. And let's just get right down to the point. I have just decided to split. The first draft is done. I'm now going to work on the second draft. And right now I'm trying to make the theme, the hidden theme, very coherent. Basically, the theme is about reconnecting to your real self that you may have suppressed in order to be a working member of society, like reconnecting to that self that makes sense. And that gives you kind of and that gives you symptoms of power. So throughout the book, while the normal stuff is happening still, Sarah is gonna slowly progress to reconnect to that part of herself. So I made a concept cover design for the book depicting that. And then these are some other concept doodles to put like on the back of the book. It's very artistic, a lot more artistic, covers and back covers than the basement. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to improve upon it and make it a little bit more digital art. And maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to get it out in like maybe later 2025. That would be pretty cool. Also, the reason why it might be taking longer than it takes other people is because this is not my full-time job at all. So I can't sit and work on it hours a day. I just can't do that. But I try to kind of work on it when I can. And I'm going to try to work on being a little bit more consistent about my work with it. Hello. It is time. It is time for another book chat. Because the connection book is finished. Gotta put this down. And, it's not finished yet. It's almost finished. My mother's adding her little editing critiques in it. She's helping me. And, after we're done going through it once together, gonna make a cover. Maybe do some research on like different things I could do for people to actually see it. And for it to be kind of like a... come on. Can't think anymore. Something for it to be like, to get around to people better, to get more sales, and to be a better product. Not necessarily better or worse than the basement, but a better global success than the basement was. This camera's right. I keep on looking at myself. Probably because I'm laying down. So yep. After my mom's done going through it once, it's time to really start getting it out there. So another couple months and it should be out. Oh, it's July 3rd. The date's still July 3rd, 2025. Yeah. After this one go through, we're pretty much getting closer to starting the publishing process through Amazon, and again trying to research to make it better. Okay. Alright, see you in the next. So the date is July 16th, 2025, and where's the lighting better? The book is done, basically. I went through it so many times. My mom started editing it, but then I just started doing it because every time I tried asking her to work on it, it was a problem, and I got attitude, so I was like, screw that crap. I'm gonna do it just like how I do everything. And, so I edited it. It took her 2 weeks to get through 6 chapters. I finished all of the rest in like one sitting, in like a couple hours, off and on. So, there's that. I already have a cover worked on, a cover finished. Also some artwork for the back of the book. Also, I might re-release an alternative cover for the basement to make it a little bit more marketable. I feel like I just might release it, make a little short film, And then I'm gonna go on vacation shortly after that in August. August 1st, I'm gonna go on vacation. So I might possibly wait until I'm done with that. I'm gonna vlog some of vacation, do some vlogs. So I might use those vlogs to promote the connection. Sorry, excuse me. Um, yeah, so any day it's gonna work on being released. But I'm gonna promote it like a little bit late. Try to find various ways to promote it. I don't care about it being a big success. That's not what I do it for. I do it to release my art to anybody who discovers it. I don't do it to be big and have numbers, to be honest. So yeah, we're turning a corner with it, and I'm super happy I've even gotten this far because time and time and time again I was like, I don't want to do it, I don't like this book anymore, I don't want to finish it. But I did finish it, and I like it. It's not perfect because it's self-published, but I still like it a lot for many, many reasons. Hey everybody, it's me, Tim. I had another clip ready to put, but I was having so many problems just putting it on the software I'm doing to edit this video. It just would not go into it, and so I wouldn't have a temper tantrum like I often do with freaking technology. I thought I would do it quick like this. The book's out, it's done. I did it through Amazon, and I'm so happy about that. Um, the hardest thing to do when I published it on Amazon was the margins, like taking the format from Google Docs, making that format fit in with the Amazon format was kind of a problem. But I did it. It took a while and it was very frustrating. Get through various frustrations lately. Um, yeah, I want to thank you all for following me on this journey of, working on it. And just thank you. And I hope maybe you'll consider checking out this book. No pressure. But if you do, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks again. Bye.